Just how prolific of a composer do you have to have your legacy solidify you as an all-time great from one franchise? Well, in the case of Howard Shore, that's exactly what happened. This month, we'll be diving into the incredible thematic world of The Lord of the Rings, exploring so many of the absolutely iconic themes that Howard Shore wrote, which have etched themselves into the halls of film score greatness. And we're going to open where all things should, at the very beginning. Oh, man. Wow. There's so many just subtle things going on in here. Let's give it one more chord because watch this. Okay. There are so many things going on right there, but that, of course, is the famous title card theme. It plays all three films. It plays when the Lord of the Rings logo shows up. That's what we hear, and I think it is just such an incredible representation of everything that we're going to encounter. We're going to dive into the significance of it, but first I just want to show you some of the beautiful writing that's going on there. Howard Shore only used a couple of notes to give us this feeling of like darkness and mystery, but with a lot of uncertainty. Let's look at how exactly that works. So in the beginning, we have this is like the very first thing that we hear over the title card, and it's actually incredible because look at what this chord is. That's what it is right there. Okay, now what are we playing here? It's an F minor chord, and the melody happens to be a flat 5. It's B natural here. But we immediately bring that melody note up a half step. Now that motion, that's going to be, I think, one of the biggest keys to this entire franchise's soundtrack. The whole thing that gives us these feelings of when we know that evil is present, when we know that there are dark things happening, that is going to show up all over the place. This half-step motif. Right? In this case, it's very much like mysterious. We go from total dissonance to now the chord is stable on F minor, but then watch what happens. I think this is one of the interesting things about this melody because we get some notes that shouldn't work at all, and then we move chords in a direction that is seemingly completely like unconnected at all. Watch this. So we go from B to C, and then look at this melody line. Doesn't seem very complex on the surface, but check it out. So first of all, that note is obviously dissonant. Look at that. We're using the major third of F over an F minor chord. Now we only brush on it for a moment, which is why it doesn't sound particularly dissonant to our ears, but it does aid, I think, in that whole air of mystery. And it works because we're jumping off of it and immediately going to the next chord, which is E minor. So our harmonic movement in this opening goes from F minor to E minor, super dark. Whereas our melody rose a half step, right? Our harmony descends a half step. That's an interesting thought, I guess. I feel like these chords are both probably add 9, which means we add the ninth. Right? And then it repeats. Now it sits on the E minor. Now what happens next, I think, is really, really cool. Oh, man. Ooh! Okay. So right there, the place that we move to is now A flat minor. So we were on, remember, we were on E minor. We went from F minor to E minor, but now we go to A flat minor. But it's interesting because I'm hearing the fifth of that chord in the bass. And we get the same ascending half step, but notice it's in a different place. Now it starts on, if this is A flat minor, our first note is now the ninth. Much less dissonant than the first one, which was the flat 5. Oh man, and that goes from, again, the harmony descends by a half step to G minor. Okay, so we go. And we use that flat 6 I hear in there. Oh, and the flat 7 too. Right there. That note being held through the whole thing, because look at this. We already said that this was less dissonant. And it descends just like the first one did to a half step down, in this case to G minor. But that note, the fifth of G minor, we're going to hang on to that in the horns. And we're going to go back up and play the whole thing again, but we're still holding this note throughout. Oh, listen to that. I love the inclusion of that. Because what does it do? It basically mimics our original F minor. Because look, 1, flat 3, flat 5. In this case, it was the melody and it went up to C. But in the case of the new key here in A flat minor, we still have 1, flat 3, flat 5. But our melody is now 9, flat 3. Woo! That chord is so nasty. So this whole thing is really just summed up by going F minor, E minor, and then A flat minor, G minor. That is so fascinating. It's essentially the same motion up a minor third. Now, speaking of thirds, we're not going to use a minor third. We're actually going to use a major third. But we're going to go from this minor chord, and the last thing we hear is E flat minor. As if it couldn't be any darker, we drop a major third and play the minor chord, which, as we know, we've talked about this in like the last, 3 videos. That is that incredibly dark motion to go minor chord, drop a major third, play another minor chord. It's just so dark. And in this case, it works so well. We've done this incredibly dark development, changed key, and then the last thing we leave it on is that E flat minor. It's unbelievable. Now, I think that this is an incredibly interesting theme, and the way it contrasts with what we're going to talk about next is really interesting. Hey, this video is made possible by you and your desire to learn more about music. If you've ever thought, hey, it would be so fun to be able to just do that, well, that is why I built the Better Piano System. I wanted to take everything I know about playing the piano and about music and put it into one comprehensive program that you can use to learn how to play anything you want. You may have noticed you don't see ad reads on this channel for companies that neither of us care about, and that was very intentional. I felt like it would just be so much more valuable to you if I made something for you that can actually teach you a lot of this stuff, so that if you do want to support the channel, you can do that and get something incredibly useful. The Better Piano System aims to take piano education and flip it on its head. I want to get you playing beautiful music as fast as possible, not overwhelm you with a ton of music theory and reading sheet music and exercises before you can play anything fun. That's why we start just by playing music without any of that stuff. And then over time, we add all the necessary skills naturally as you go in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. So if you are finally ready to take your musical skills to the next level, I hope you'll consider checking out the Better Piano System. I know that you can achieve whatever musical goals you have. You just need a system that makes sense and that keeps you coming back. So check out the Better Piano System using the link in the description down below. It's the best way that you can support the channel, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So thank you for checking that out. Let's keep moving. The Ring is almost a character in and of itself. Although it never speaks, we feel its call. We feel the seduction of the ring. And this theme is essentially the ring's personality. It's dark, it sounds kind of evil, but there's something mysterious about it. There's almost something intriguing about it. It is a certain kind of evil that rears its head multiple times throughout the series, but it differs significantly from this next type of evil, which we're going to hear in the Mordor theme. Oh, notice something! What's going on there? Oh, man! Oh, there's so much going on in there. Okay, we got to quickly talk about the harmony at the very beginning, and I also want to talk about the instrumentation because, man, there's some crazy stuff going on there. But we are essentially in D minor. That's sort of like our, I guess you could call it a home base. I'm hearing the pulsing underneath. I don't know if it's like a drum, something that's like tuned, but that kind of continues underneath. But we get, what is that? That's that same ascending half step that was a staple of the Ring theme. That's what I was saying about that, how it's gonna pop up all over the place because it's inherently like this dissonant, it's a very dissonant motion, and the way that it's applied to the harmony. Oh man, if we're assuming this is D minor, that first note makes this a minor major 7 chord. It's D minor with a major 7. Very simple, right? And it ascends to that straight minor triad. Ooh! That's the implication here. Very dark sound, right? What is that scale? That's just D harmonic minor, right? If we play, that's all that is, D harmonic minor. Brilliant usage of it. Let's see how it develops. Oh, look, all the strings kind of creating that chaos building up. Boy, that's really interesting. So in the low brass, I think we're hearing something like this counter inner voice movement or whatever. Now that's interesting. I'm hearing the C natural there because that obviously is not part of D harmonic minor. But let me listen again and see if that's what I am hearing. Yeah, definitely hearing the low brass playing that C natural, which is super interesting because we're still using our melody. So we have conflicting, we have those notes conflicting where we're going to be using the C natural, but we're also using this D harmonic minor space. Now, I don't think they happen at the same time, so we maybe don't have to worry that much about it because I think when this note happens in that line, it's da. Yeah, so it never really conflicts too much, but that's such an interesting choice to use there. So there's obviously brass in there, but maybe I'm nuts. Am I hearing bagpipes? I kind of almost felt like I did. Now, the Celtic themes, a lot of the Celtic instruments are very prominent in this entire soundtrack, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. I have not verified that. If you know, let me know in the comments. I'm not sure, but that is such a cool sound! full step, we're now in E. Back to D there. Okay, anyways, there's so much stuff going on there. We've now introduced a new theme. We're still utilizing a lot of half steps. You could make an argument that this is also a similar usage of that rising half step, right? The melody line is a little different, so that might be a bit of a stretch, but thematically, I mean, the sound palette is still pretty similar. Such a cool melodic sequence, and then we change key pretty quickly, immediately, right after that. Still in E? We might still be in E. Oh, listen to that chord. What is that chord? Oh, is it something like that? I hear an F sharp in there, there's a C in there, there's all kinds of notes in there. Lots of brass. There's our ascending half step again. There's so much incredible stuff in here. Wow, that transition into the E is insane, because we've just heard, and then we get the key difference to me with these two themes. They're both representations of evil, but they do it in completely different ways. The Sauron theme is obviously like so much more in your face. It is evil personified. It's like, yes, we are very clear about what we're supposed to feel here. It's, you know, it's like you've got a villain whose evil intentions, his evil ambitions are just out there. Like, we know about it from the very beginning. That is what's happening. There's no questions. Okay, but the Ring theme is evil in a different way. And to me, what's fascinating about it is the Mordor theme is evil outside of you. It's a threat, right? It is something coming that needs to be battled. But the Ring theme, it's a little different. The Ring theme is evil within you. And that's what makes it so unsettling and like weirdly intriguing, right? Because that's the whole premise of the Ring itself. It seduces people with its power. It offers unlimited power, and it corrupts people. It reveals the evil inside of everyone. And it does make you think, what would I do if I was in that scenario? Would I be corrupted as well? That's the question that the Ring theme poses while giving you hints that, yeah, it is evil. Whereas the Mordor theme just comes right out with it. But they both use similar harmonic and musical devices to get that point across. The Ring does it much more mysteriously. Mordor does it much more ferociously. But these are two incredible evil themes that are going to follow us through the entire series. And I thought, what better way to set the stage than with the opening? So stay tuned, because in the next episode, we're going to do a complete 180 and show you the most unlikely place that the Ring ended up. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you next time.